What's up, everybody? Making this video in the dark. Upstairs, about to punch in for my nighttime and weekend job. Just ate some food, leftover pizza and pasta. Yippee. Message from my wife. Let me see. Okay, whatever. She can wait. Real quick. Congrats for the 4 people making the semifinals. Congrats to 3 out of the 4 teams in the consolation bracket that put up 3 out of the 4 highest scores this past week. So if you had made the playoffs, you definitely or probably would have been in the semifinals at this point. Real quick matchups from last week. Again, John and me had buys. Playoff matchups. Rafi took down Matt in that just heartbreaker. Up and down, left and right. That's where the Cleveland Browns went and decided to go backwards into their own end zone and get a safety to lose the game. Not to lose the game, but to lose Matt the game. And it was a huge swing in Vegas because Baltimore was favored by 3 or 3.5 and ended up winning by 5 instead of 3. So huge swing in the betting odds and also in Matt's and Rafi's playoff hopes. Matt could have done anything without Myles Gaskin in his starting lineup and he would have won. Now I'm saying that if you had started Matt Ryan over Lamar Jackson, which I don't know why you ever would, but that would have also led to a loss. But literally you could have put anyone in that running back spot. You could have picked up, who knows, some random person on the free agents for nothing and you would have won because all you needed was 1.1 points, and that's just a heartbreaker to lose the way you did, even though you didn't even think you had a shot. No one thought you had a shot going into that Monday night game. Jess, good week from everybody, kind of, sort of. Huge game out of Derrick Henry, huge game out of Travis Kelce. Much better game than everyone kind of thought out of Derek Carr against the Colts defense. You had absolutely nobody on your bench did anything because Fournette didn't play, Breeze didn't play, Crowder, Gold, and Gore just aren't that good. So you had 5 points on your bench. You had 138 points on your starters. So good for you. Jay, you had Aaron Rodgers and DK Metcalf and your Seahawks defense. Your kicker did okay, but those are the people that got you anything well above, at least, or even close to their average, their projection. So just a tough way to lose, I guess, if you started your 2 bench running backs of Kareem Hunt and Rojo over Zeke and Aaron Jones, which you would never do. You could have won, but again, it's more so just a great overall week from Jess. Again, nothing you could have done, Jay. Just look forward to being the commissioner again next year. I don't know. Joe won the bubble matchup, actually bubble bash, I guess you could call it, by winning by almost 60 points over Brian. Russell Wilson, Jonathan Taylor, Devontae Adams. Your defense had 22 points. DeAndre Swift, 15 points. Your kicker had 10. Good for you. Great week. Foley, the only thing you could have done to cut the lead in half was basically start Stephon Diggs over Brandon Cooks, who didn't play, but again, you still would have lost by almost 30. So not too much there. Joe takes down the number 7 spot probably will take down the number 7 spot in the standings. So he'll get less lottery balls next year, and Brian will get more lottery balls next year. Mickey and Stevens, the matchup everyone wanted. It was a matchup of the week. Great matchup, honestly. I picked it to be a 3.7, I think, 3.7 point projection difference. Stevens won. He ended up winning by, let's see, quick math here, 2.84. So 0.9 points off. I'd say that's pretty damn good. By the way, I did go 3-1 with my picks last week, so that puts me to 21-18 overall. So my picks are becoming more accurate, which means I have something to stand on with my picks. But Mickey, you could have won if you had started anybody but Cam Newton. He didn't even get you half of a point. Roethlisberger on your bench. You also didn't start Kenyon Drake. Again, that would have given you the win, but for a 9-10 matchup, that was a pretty damn good matchup, guys. Both put over 133 points. Again, it was the 3rd most and the 4th most points for the week, so good job there. Again, unfortunately, it didn't necessarily mean anything, but when it comes time to the draft order next year for lottery balls, that's where it comes into play. John and I have play matchups this week. We had buys last week, so real quick, Rafi decided to spend as much money, I think, as I don't even know if it was all of his money, but $50 on Mike Davis. Good pick up there. John tried getting him for 20. I threw in an offer for 14. Obviously, Rafi got him, and that helps out his roster because he's desperately needing that RB2 on his lineup. And yeah, I don't want to make any picks. I haven't even looked at the matchups as of right now. I think I saw Rafi or John, maybe both, with some messages in the group chat not too long ago. But let me go into week 15? Yeah, holy crap. Week 15. Side note, I'm still in a Survivor League, down to 4 people. I took Arizona this week. I'm not feeling too great about it. Against Philly, I'm hoping they just had their Super Bowl against the Saints with Jalen Hurts. Maybe Chandler Jones isn't playing for Arizona. He's not healthy, but can someone just, I don't even want to say get him hurt, because then they bring in Carson Wentz, and I think he's still a better quarterback than people give him credit for. So maybe hurt like Miles Sanders. I don't know. Just Arizona win the game. Let me win that $1,100 for taking everybody else down. But all right, this week's matchups. First, mine's on top. I'm not doing a matchup of the week. It's only 2 games that, no offense, but mean anything. Jess, do you have anybody on your bench? Jess, I think you still have all $100 of your fairy dust. You're starting. Derek Carr still. My 2 quarterbacks I have on my roster are much better than either of yours, and unfortunately it's making me have some difficult decisions in my roster. I don't know if I should start Tom Brady or Kyler Murray this week. Right now I've got Brady in. I think I'm going to stick with Brady, just hoping that that's more of a higher scoring game. Tampa Bay and Atlanta than Arizona and Philly. Kamara and Chubb versus Henry and Gurley. I'd give myself the running back matchup, head to head. More so just because Gurley's not that good and doesn't get the ball enough, and Chubb is Chubb. Wide receivers, I'd say your guys get more touchdowns just because Mike Evans gets fucking touchdowns like no other. I think you killed me a couple weeks ago, Jess, with Cooper Kupp getting like 150 yards and 9 catches at halftime. So I do like your team based on overall not production, but how many times they get the ball each game. Gronk is your tight end, though. He's the 4th option on that offense now. Yeah, I'm going with me. This is going to be a good one, though. I'd say we're both right around that, 130 mark. I'll go me by 4.5. All right. That one's in the books. John versus Rafi. Like I said, Rafi just picked up Mike Davis. That's huge for him. He's also got Chris Carson. Not sure if he's going to be 100% healthy. He should play, but he's not going to be 100% healthy. Julio Jones on your bench. Deshaun Watson on your bench. Christian McCaffrey, doubtful to play. I think they ruled him out. So losing him is huge. If you have Julio on your bench and you're still projected for 100, you have those names on your bench and you're still projected for 132 points. That's just huge. Keenan Allen on your bench. So you got a makeshift roster, basically. Brandon Ayuk getting a number 1 spot over Deebo Samuel while he's out, so that's good for you there. Good timing, I guess, for somebody on your team. But again, I just can't pick against John. Everyone's healthy enough. You got 3 people in questionable. Antonio Gibson on your bench, he's out this week, but you got Gallman, Curtis Samuel, Ryan Tannehill as your backup quarterback. You got Josh Allen, Dalvin Cook against Chicago, at home against Chicago. Chicago's defense has not been looking good at all. Yeah, I can't pick against John. John, I got you winning. I'll go by 11. John by 11. Other matchups real quick just to get this done and over with. Matt versus Jay. Does Matt rebound after a tough loss? Jay benched Zeke again. That's awesome. Rojo, he's out. You know what? Yeah, I'll go Matt. I'll go Matt. I'll go Matt. Matt by 6. Let's do it. Matt by 6. Joe versus Stevens for the number 7, I guess. I don't know if. I think it's for the number 7 spot, so you don't get as many ping pong balls in the virtual draft order. I don't even have to really scroll down too much for this one. Joe by 20. Joe by 20. Mickey versus Brian. Auto draft extraordinaire to get himself not even. You're auto draft extraordinaire and you came in last, I think last year too. But you didn't even get the number 1 overall pick. I think you ended up with like the number, like 7 or 8 pick or something like that. So you didn't even get like a good pick, which is good because I think the top 3 people all didn't even really play this year. So at least in this league, I think, yeah, it went Christian McCaffrey, Michael Thomas, and Saquon Barkley. So it was almost a good thing you didn't have any of those. So you get a chance for number 1 overall next year if you end up losing this matchup, which I think you will. So I'm going to go Brian. Brian by 8. Let's do it. Brian by 8. Nothing else really going on. Again, good luck to myself, Jess, John, and Rafi. It's been fun. Only doing one more video of this, and then we'll revisit how if you guys really want to look at my punchable face or hear my lovely, lovely voice. Moving forward next year, maybe even do like a pre-draft kind of video, just a little recap on what everyone's at. And feel free. I don't have anything to bring to the league this week for props or anything. I'll just end you on a note of, did you know my lips on a string?